Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to do some more experimenting. I loved how this turned out in the last video. It's actually still drying. I did these this morning, so starting again this afternoon. Look at that texture. Amazing. Yeah, so I'm going to experiment with some more swooshes and stuff like that. I've got a whole stack of these little cards and some of these A6, I believe these are as well. So I'm just going to create and see what happens. I think I'm going to get out the granulated texture as well and do sort of like a background and then maybe do a swoosh on top of it and just experiment with stuff like that, and also like just do a swoosh and all kinds of things. So don't have a proper plan. I just want to create a lot and then perhaps like let it all dry and work into anything I think needs working into. That might have to be in a second video, but yeah, just more experimenting and having fun. I'm really enjoying playing. I think I'm in my messy phase. Like, of all of these that I created, this was the best one. Everything else is a little bit messy, and everything else that I created in that video was quite messy, but it's really fun experimenting and playing and just seeing what happens when I try these different things. It's like at school when you've got that freedom to just experiment and play, but at school I had the sort of like pressure of trying to figure out exactly which direction I was going to go in and quickly, because you've got to work towards like an exam or a coursework project or whatever. Whereas now I don't know, obviously I would like to find my style so that I've got something consistent to work from and like to help me stand out as an artist. But yeah, I don't have to find that straight away, and I'm just kind of letting that part go and enjoying this experimental phase, which has been a few years of being experimental, but it's so fun and I'm having a lovely day today just playing with colour and texture, and yeah, it's lovely. So yeah, let's get creating. I'm going to do the same again with a second colour, maybe a third, and just create loads of these backgrounds so that I can try different colour combinations and work on top of them. So I'm going to whiz through these, speed it up, and then I'll start doing some multicoloured swooshes. We've now got a nice collection of backgrounds to work off. I'm not going to work into these today because I want to let them dry properly before doing anything on top of them. So I'm going to go back now and start putting in some colour swooshes just on a plain background to experiment more with the texture paste. This is the collection of what I created in the last video. So I did it this morning for me, but it would have been last week for you. And yeah, I don't love how a lot of it turned out, except this one really, and the tail end of that one. These ones are alright, but yeah, I don't think this worked out too well. This one certainly didn't work out too well. So yeah, I'm going to experiment doing some little bits like this now, just a colourful swoosh on a white background, and just have a play with colours and thicknesses of texture and just a little play. I think I got the consistency wrong of some of these. Yep. dripping off. Let's give it a go. Right. Pretty much all of that came off, so no second swoosh. We've got some holes forming. I wonder if that's because I'm using the pouring medium to mix it up. Let's try and do something with this bit that's dripped. Nope. Right, which ones were too runny? This one. Add some more modelling paste. So I had to stop recording because my sister phoned. So I literally just finished off using up what was left in my little pots. And this is the results of what I created. It's the next day now, so I can record it in the daylight, which is quite nice. And then there's all the, excuse the stuff in the background, stuff I need to sort. These are all the backgrounds that I've created, so I'm gonna potentially work into these today. I think some of these turned out all right. I don't know whether to work into them some more with some stuff or just keep them as they are until I've got some ideas. I'm not sure. Some of the colours worked out really well. I think like this colour combo has worked out quite nicely, and this one looks all right. I'd be interested to try and mix up some of the texture paste with straight acrylic and not the stuff that I've pre-mixed with pouring medium, to see if I still get these bubbles and things. So I might give that a go today, but I'm not sure this combo works so well. I don't think the orange has come out that nice in a lot of them. That's kind of clashy and a bit of an odd shape, I think. That one's all right. That one, don't know. And then these are all just little bits and bobs. That one's quite nice. Lots of little experiments. And then you can see, or hopefully you can see the difference in the texture. So this is the coarse texture medium, which is kind of a bit more sandy. I don't know if that's focusing. There, let's show a lighter colour. This has got that sandy texture. And then this is the the other stuff that I've been using, so it's still quite matte, but it's a smoother texture. Quite a lot I got done yesterday, really. Okay, my plan is to finish off this video to actually finish some of these pieces off, so I'm just going to do these 4 potentially, see how much paint I get out and what I use up and stuff. I kind of want to try this time not loading it all up on the paintbrush, on the palette knife, but instead dollop it onto the page and then swipe it, because loading it all up with it dripping off is a pain in the bum. And I'm gonna try and get a bit more consistent with my ratios of this stuff, the modelling paste and paint, and I'm going straight paint from the tubes rather than mixing it with the pouring medium. So there's a few more variables that have changed this time. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I've mixed up a nice palette of colours. I haven't done the pink just because there's not a load of room and I can't be bothered to do another one. I ended up mixing in some of this stuff as well. Pebeo Studio Acrylics, modelling paste high density, relief paste high density. So yeah, mixed the 2 together, like modelling paste by Liquitex. I'm running out of this stuff, so I think this might have to be my last little play with big texture like this. I've still got quite a bit of this sort of sandy coarse stuff, but obviously I've got loads more of the orange. It takes a few different blobs of paint, different colours. I mix yellow, brown and orange together to get that colour, so I ended up with a lot more orange. Right, let's see how this goes. Oh, I feel like I'm putting cake mixture into a bowl, into the cupcake cases. This is fun. Didn't quite figure out what angles and what arrangements of colours are best to do, so just kind of guessing again. Do I pile it up into one like tall pile, or... Oh, and I'm mixing in white this time, which I haven't done in these colour swooshes with the texture paste. I've done it with the pouring medium, but I've not tried it with this texture paste. So yeah, this turquoise is lovely. I was looking into travelling this morning, thinking about going back to Australia. I'm not sure. There's a couple of things holding me back. Money, one, like finding work I found quite hard when I was there before. I went backpacking on the working holiday visa and I never actually managed to get a job. So I was there 6 months, spent a lot of money and then came home. But I'm kind of thinking if I go again, because the rules have changed and you can now, like Brits can now do a working holiday visa the 2nd and 3rd year without having done, the rural work, the farm work, and I never did any work. So yeah, I've got the opportunity to go back, but I can only go back until the age of 35, so I've only got a couple more years left to be able to go and live and work in Australia if that's what I want to do. So yeah, but I'm thinking if I can go with a job already lined up, then that would like put my mind at ease with that. The only other thing is missing family. I now have a niece and nephew, which I didn't have the first time I went, so yeah, I don't know if I can. They're 1 and 2, so they're young and I don't want to miss out on much of their life, but we'll see. Thinking about it. But yeah, I was looking at like being able to travel and do art. Like I couldn't take all this with me, so I don't know. Right, let's give this a go. Oh, there's a lot of white in that. Still get the holes, interestingly. Do I go again? Not sure what I think of that. I don't love it. I don't love it. Let's put that to one side. I don't really want to use that bit on one of my big pieces. I'll see if I can find the little bits of... These are the last 2 of the little offcuts that I found, so let's... Not sure about that. Ah, that's a bit of a shame. Maybe this isn't the thing for me. Quite handy because now I'm running out of the paste. Let's go again. Let's try this. I might try a different, bigger palette knife. Don't think it makes a difference, but there you go. Okay. It's too streaky, I think. I'm gonna have to go back to loading it up on the palette knife. I don't think this is working, blobbing it onto here. Right, move that out of the way. Let's do, I think I'm gonna do just the blues. Yeah, so I'm thinking like, do I experiment more with like watercolours? Because they're a much easier thing to travel with if I decide to go. I've got some watercolours and I did have a bit of a go with them before and I did enjoy it. But it'd be quite interesting to see like if I could do abstract stuff with watercolour. I follow someone who does, so I might like look at what they do a bit more and try and emulate it and then experiment with it from there. Dunno, big decision. I've not got a lot of commitments here currently, other than family, so now is the time to do it really, this year, before I can't anymore. Now, do I put a little bit of yellow in there? Yeah. There we go. Let's do this one on the dark. Oh. Turned out very stripy. It's not working for me. I don't know how other people do it. That looks nice for them. Let's go again. Right, let's try this one. That didn't really work because white I put on the bottom and so that's come up on the top. Well, that worked a bit better. Scrape it off to reveal and then perhaps a little, oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to do some plain ones because I've got quite a bit left over and I think I'm going to use the backgrounds that I created for something else maybe. Yeah, I might do some little stripes. Oh, well that turned out alright. What the F? Perhaps it's because I did like mostly one colour theme and then like a splash of orange on the side. That was going to be my last like scrapings of all the blues. Well, I think it will be because I'm done with this now. Just got to use up the last of that orange and yellow. Don't want it to go to waste. I'm just going to go and see actually if there's any of the other pieces that I did from yesterday that could have a bit of orange or yellow added into them as like a little plain extra touch. Okay, there's a few that I could potentially add to. I'm going to start with this one, which I really didn't like how it turned out. So I'm just going to add some plain orange to it and see how I like it. Don't think it improves it, but I do like these textures together. Maybe I can still use this texture stuff without trying to do these swooshes. Interesting. Put that to one side. This one we could add a little bit of orange too. I quite like that actually. I'm going to leave that like that, not overdo it. I think actually these kind of messy second swipes have worked out better than some of the initial big swipes, swooshes, whatever you want to call them. Like this one, this is just a couple of bits where I've used the dregs off a palette knife. They've worked out quite well. Done. Right, some of these have been improved with a little bit of plain colour addition to them. Some of them haven't. Don't think I should have added yellow there. Really not sure how I feel about these. I don't think I like them. Like this one, I think I don't like the fact it's too unpredictable. Like, I haven't worked out the formula for getting it to look nice. And I think I thought I liked the idea of it being a mystery every single time, but I hate waste. So to have like 3 out of 5 turn out bleh, it's like, no. Like this one looks quite nice, and it's probably the only one of these 4 that I like. This one, I'm on the edge. I like the colours. I think maybe it's... Oh, no, I have no idea. See, I don't like this one. That was too white, really. But then when I was doing the swipes without the background, after many attempts of it looking rubbish, this one, the final one, actually turned out all right. So who knows? It's just very hit and miss. And I'd love to be able to reproduce or produce lots of artwork that I'm happy with in one go. Like, I've loved creating over and over and over and over again all these little pieces, and I think that's something I want to continue with. But the fact that it's so hit and miss, I don't know. So I'm going to leave this kind of style for a bit. I might try the pouring medium ones again and potentially go back to doing some more like these where I have a bit more control. But yeah, I also want to experiment some more with some abstract landscape pieces. So I've got a mixture of inspirations running around in my head, and I'm glad I got this like messy play out the way to kind of get me back into painting and stuff again, because it's been a couple of weeks. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching. This was probably a very long one because I did quite a lot in it, but thank you very much if you've got to the end. I might try and line all these up and do an overview to show you them all in one go. Okay, so I've just been transporting all of these from my little office space into the living room to lay them out and see them together. And they're growing on me, you know, like some of them I really didn't like, and now I'm like, you know what? I don't mind them. Overall, as a collection that's coming together, I love it. Like, look at those colours. Beautiful. But yeah, I'm still not that fussed on these. These little guys, love them. My scanner is actually on its way, so I'm going to scan them in and have a play about with those. There's actually more, like a higher percentage of them that have worked out well than I was thinking when I was sat down looking at them all. I really like this one. I also really like the colours of this. Like, I think orange and this greeny turquoise is something I want to play around with a little bit more. This was a random little one that actually turned out really nice. This kind of heart swoosh worked out quite well. Yeah, I think the ones where I haven't used so much of the dark blue have worked out better. I think that's quite cool. This one's quite nice.
Yeah, so this is what I have achieved in the last 2 days, or 2 videos potentially. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.